Check 1 2, mic check 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2, mic check 1 2 1 2. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Left Coast Hockey League COVID Cup Final. It is all but inevitable, but can Washington at least fight a little more? Make this series a little make the Anaheim Fucks sweat just a little bit, because so far they've done nothing but breeze through this series. Anaheim leads Washington 3-1. We are here at Game 5 back in Anaheim, California. Can the Wetbacks start the biggest comeback in history, or will the COVID Cup be left tonight? Let's get down the ice, start Game 5. We are live here at the FuckCon in Anaheim, California, the home of the Anaheim Fucks. Washington Wetbacks trail 3-1 in this series. They won Game 4 to avoid being swept. Can they win 3 more? Can they win 1 more? It's one game at a time. Draisaitl, Horvat, face-off, center ice. Let's get Game 5 underway. Face-off is won by Washington. Clayton Keller in the zone. Pass for Boldy, big shot, glove save, Wellstead. And we'll get a whistle. That was a little late whistle there, ref. All right, top line still out. Horvat and Draisaitl face off back in the Anaheim zone. Face off is won by Anaheim, but kept in by Washington. Lane Hudson takes a shot. Save Wallstead. The other way come the Fucks. Maurice Sider, he'll gain the zone. In with numbers. Tavares to Reinhart. Reinhart takes the shot. Save Hellebuck. And we'll get a whistle. 18:34 left here in the first, still no score. Some people are calling this Washington season finale. Well, can they give us a little bit of drama here in Game 5? Let's find out. Horvat, Draisaitl, top line still remain out. Face off back in the Washington zone. Face off won by the Fucks. Werneski for Sider. Sider slap shot off the glove of Hellebuck into the corner. It's recovered by Bouchard. Bouchard for Keller. Keller checked, but gets it to Horvat. In the zone is Boldy. Not Boldy. Takes the shot. Blocker save, Wallstead. The other way come the Fucks. John Tavares. John Tavares sealed off, but he's able to dump it in. Battle for the puck in the corner. It's won by Hudson. Sent for Boldy. Up for Horvat. Horvat trying to get in the zone, but surrounded. He gains the zone. Horvat takes the shot. Easy save, Wallstead. Out for in the corner. It's won by Washington. To Chuck! unable to pull the trigger. Chuck all alone up front and unable to shoot it. Taken by the Fucks, John Tavares. For Strome's shot. Save Hellebuck. Picked up by Vince Dunn. Up for Jarvis. Jarvis in, but all alone, outnumbered. Turned over, taken by Uyghur. Five for it is to Chuck. And hit hard into the boards in front of the bench. Taken by Washington. Sanderson. Sanderson's hit, but McCann will gain possession. McCann gains the zone, looking for somebody. Pass up front just a little too tight. Sanderson's shot from the point. Save Wellstead. Taken by Charlie Coyle, but kept in though by Washington. Ill-advised shots taken by the Fucks. Charlie Coyle. Coyle for Uyghur. They'll gain the zone. Coyle, he's hit by Dunn. Other way comes the Wetbacks. 3-on-2. Very pass shot. Save Wellstead. Rebound picked up by the Fucks. Tom Wilson. Wilson gains the zone. Pass broken up though. Taken by Ehlers. Ehlers makes a move, mishandles it. Dowling for his straight side. Gets it to Wilson, but turned over, taken by Ehlers. Ehlers' shot is blocked. Taken by Anaheim. Wyatt Johnston. Going pass for Wilson. Wilson takes a shot. Save Hellebuck. Pass to Lacombe. Ehlers battling for the puck. Is able to clear it to the neutral zone. Foot race for the puck. Won by Anaheim. Draisaitl. Wilson turns it over. Is taken by Lacombe. A couple of great opportunities, but no real chances. No good looks. Clifton for Wilson. Tom Wilson will gain the zone, and it's poked off. I find myself saying that a lot. Cole Horvat poked off, but gets it for Ehlers. Ehlers, he's hit. The other way comes Anaheim. Johnston. For Horvat. For Lacombe. Pass broken up by Draisaitl, but recovered by Ehlers. There, he finally hits the mark to Brady Tkachuk. Tkachuk backhands it in, looking for a rebound of sorts. Big hits from Washington for Horvat. One-time blast for Bouchard, goes wide. The other way comes the Fucks. Clifton. Clifton rims it around the boards. It's picked up, though, by Brady Tkachuk. Up for Horvat. Horvat tired out there. Needs to change. Poked off, recovered by Tkachuk. Tkachuk, a front shot. Save Wellstead. And we're going to have a penalty. It's going to be Horvat for cross-checking. Just back-checking. I don't know what's the big deal here. Just got a little too much of his kidneys, I guess. That will send Anaheim to the first power play of this game. Anaheim 23% on the power play, leading the whole series, in the whole playoffs. Face off won by Washington with Harley. Harley will clear it out to the neutral zone, but fighting for it, killing some clock. Taken a little way by Draisaitl, but he's poked off. Oh, intercepts the puck, gets a shot on net. Save Hellebuck. Taken by Harley for Coulier. Coulier will clear it the length of the ice. 1:20 remains here in the man advantage, up for Jack Hughes. Hughes gains the zone. Takes a shot, it's blocked and goes wide. And Harley's going to go ahead and clear it the length of the ice. 50 seconds left here in the power play, still no score. 1:50 left in the third period. Protas will go ahead and dump it in. 25 left on the man advantage. Anaheim still unable to set up. Pitch to the boards is Strome. Sent up for Reinhart. 10 seconds left. And taken by Dunn. And they go ahead and clear it instead of passing it to Horvat fresh out the box. 1 minute left here in the first. Sam Reinhart. He gains the zone, looking for someone up front for Coyle. Coyle unable to take the shots, taken by McCann. 8 seconds left. McCann needs to hurry and take a shot. And he'll get nothing on it. That's going to do it here for the first period. Yeah, no score yet here in Anaheim. Anaheim leads the series 3-1. You are watching the Left Coast Hockey League COVID Cup Final here on youtube.com/DimesagUBU. And we'll be right back with the start of the second period. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Let's take a look at the stats through the first period. Shots 7-6 going to Washington. Hits 15-10 going to Anaheim. Time and attack going to Washington. Face-offs even. Still no score. Let's get down the ice. Get the second period underway. We're back here at the Fuck Pond in Anaheim, California, the home of the Anaheim Fucks. The COVID Cup is in the house. Bo Horvat, Draisaitl, face-off at center ice. It is won by Anaheim. Werneski turned over, but back and hit hard is Keller. Keller just absolutely leveled. I think that was Draisaitl. Shot, rebound, save, Hellebuck. Richard for Boldy. Boldy gets it to Keller. Keller's still trying to get the number of that truck. Up for Horvat. Horvat shot, save, well said. Turned over, taken by Anaheim. Sam Reinhart. Reinhart looking for centering pass, broken up, taken by Clayton Keller. Clayton Keller absolutely gassed. Waiting for some help before he's hit again. Pass broken up by Tavares, taken by the Fucks, Draisaitl. No score here in the second. Taken by Tavares. Tavares shot. Held on to by Hellebuck. 16-13 left in the second. Face off back in the Washington zone. Still no score. Washington looking to stay alive and extend the series at least one more game. Give the fans back and forth something to cheer for. Hughes and Thompson face off back in the Washington zone. It's won by the Wetbacks. Dunn. Dunn pressed into the boards, but he gets it to Tkachuk. Tkachuk up for Sanderson. Sanderson Up for Jarvis. Jarvis, pass broken up, taken by the Fox Hughes. Charlie McAvoy gains the zone. Get for Uyghur. Uyghur's shot, glove save, Hellebuck. And we'll get a whistle. 14:31 left here in the second period, still no score. Wallstead and Hellebuck perfect thus far. Hughes and Thompson will take the faceoff. Faceoff won by Anaheim. Back for Uyghur. Pass down the boards, but turned over, taken by Jarvis. Seth Jarvis in the zone. Pass broken up, taken by Batherson. Wyatt Johnson at the blue line. He'll gain the zone. Able to skate it in and get a shot on net, but Hellebuck will hold on. 13-17 here in the second, still no score. Shot face-off back in the Washington zone. Third line's out for both teams. Going to be McCann and Strome. It is won by Anaheim. Flipped in for Samuelson. Pass up front, broken up by McCann. McCann, neutral zone. They'll dump it in and give chase. Anaheim will win the race easily. Clifton. Clifton's hit, though, but recovered by Samuelson. Tom Wilson gains the zone, gets it for Strome. Strome elects not to shoot. Instead, looking for a pass, goes up the boards. Kept in by Samuelson. Back for Wilson. For Clifton. Puck up front, it's poked off. Taken by Washington. Ehlers up for McCann. McCann with a big blast, saved by Wallstead. Kicked out, recovered by Ehlers. Back for Hudson. Hudson! Bad angle, takes a shot, looking for a rebound. Puck release up front, recovered by Anaheim. Dylan Strome. Strome in the zone. Easily turned over, one too many moves. Horvat for Timo Meier, they're in the zone with numbers. But pass, once again, broken up. Werneski up for Wilson. Wilson neutral zone. He will carry it in with help. Looking for Draisaitl. Draisaitl's shot is saved by Hellebuck. Sent up for Horvat, but taken by Draisaitl. Draisaitl to Tavares. Tavares shoots. He scores. John Tavares with his fourth goal of the series. Or playoffs, I should say. And could that be the game-winning goal to give Anaheim the cup for the second year in a row? Anaheim looking to be the first team in LCHL history to go back-to-back in the COVID Cup. To my knowledge, only one team has gone back-to-back in the Marcy Cup, and I believe that was Sean Bowman and the Carlsbad Crackheads. Hughes and Protoss will take the face-off. It's won by Anaheim. Wyatt Johnson in the zone. Pass back to Batherson. Batherson sends a backhand to the goaltender looking for a rebound, but doesn't get it. The other way comes Washington. Rimmed around the boards. It's almost recovered by Protoss. Now he has it, but turns it over, taken by Johnson. Johnson for Hughes. 6.5 left here in the second. Anaheim leads by 1. This could be the end of the LCHL season. Here in Anaheim, not Boldy. Boldy's tripped up. And that's going to put Washington back on the power play. Tripping's the call on Werneski. Just over halfway through the second period. Anaheim leads by 1. Washington looking to tie it up. Coyle and Tage Thompson will take the face-off back at Anaheim's own power play for the Wetbacks. Face-off is won by Anaheim. Sider. Sider will clear it to the red line. For Hudson, up for Jarvis. Jarvis gets it in for Tkachuk. Tkachuk centering pass taken by Sherwood, and he'll clear it the length of the ice. 5 minutes left here in the second. 1.5 left on the power play. Washington down by 1. Washington with a pretty efficient power play thus far in the series. Starting pass broken up, taken by the Fox, but kept in just barely. 3-on-1 in front. Shot is saved by Wallstead. Just barely able to keep that in. They won't keep that one in. Coyle clears it. 30 seconds left here in the power play. Comes all the way back to the Washington zone. Sends up for Thompson. 20 seconds left in the man advantage. Lane Hudson gets it in the zone. Up for Thompson. Thompson's shot is saved Wallstead. And he'll move it out. And that will do it for the power play. Washington 0 for 2. 0 for 1, excuse me. That was Anaheim's power play in the last one. Done for Keller. Keller pressed into the boards. It's taken by Strome. Covered by Dunn. Up for Keller. Back for Bouchard. Bouchard will gain the zone. Looking for a shot. Not going to get it. Recovered by Keller. Keller's shot saved by Wallstead. Dylan Strome will gain the zone. Unable to do anything with it. Puck comes behind the net for Dunn. 1 minute left here in the second. Anaheim leads by 1. Clayton Keller gains the zone, but surrounded. Turned over, taken by Anaheim. Up for Charlie McAvoy. 7 seconds left here in the second. And that's going to do it here for the second period. Anaheim tallies 1. Scores 1-0 here in Anaheim. You're watching the Left Coast Hockey League COVID Cup Final live here on youtube.com/DimeSackUVU. And we'll be back with the start of the third period and possibly the last period of the season. Who knows? We'll find out. Stay with us.
Oh man. Not again. Yeah, I learned the game from William Wesley, you can never check me. Back to back for the niggas that didn't get the message. Back to back like I'm on the cover of Lethal Weapon. Back to back like I'm Jordan 96, 97. Whoa, very important and very pretentious. When I look back, I might be mad that I gave this attention. Yeah, but it's weighing heavy on my conscience. Yeah, and fuck you left the boy no options. I wanna see my niggas go insane. You gon' make me step out of my fucking frame. You gon' make me buy bottles for Charlemagne. You gon' make me go out of my fucking way. I waited 4 days, nigga, where y'all at? I drove here in a rave playing ARF. I'm not sure what it was that really made y'all mad, but I guess this is what I gotta do to make y'all rap. I mean, oh, kid for the city, man, they know what's up. Second floor, Tootsie's getting shoulder rubs. This for y'all to think that I don't write enough. They just mad cause I got the Midas touch. You love her, then you gotta get a world tour. Is that a world tour or your girl's tour? I know that you gotta be a thug for her. This ain't what she meant when she told you to open up more. Yeah, trigger fingers turn to Twitter fingers. Yeah, you getting bodied by a singing nigga. I'm not the type of nigga that a type of niggas. And shout to all my boss bitches, wife and niggas. Make sure you hit them with the prenup. Then tell that man to ease up. I did another one. You still ain't did shit about the other one. Got the drink in me going back to back. Yeah, going back to back. I got the drink in me going back to back. Yeah, I'm going back to back. I don't wanna hear about the Sever again. Not even when she tell them that they better as friends. Not even when you're saying Drizzy, tell them again. I've been putting on the show, it was a sellout event. Oh, you need better seating. I didn't want to do it, gave me every reason. The point I'm trying to make is I don't ever need them. Seen what you do for fame or what you do for freedom, please. Check them for a while or a hip.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Let's take a look at the stats. They're 2 period shots, 13 apiece for each team. 21-29 hits going to Anaheim. Time and attack by Anaheim by just 19 seconds. Faceoffs going to Anaheim. Anaheim looking to go back-to-back here in the COVID Cup. Will they do it? Let's get down to the ice, get the third period underway. Game 5, COVID Cup Final. We're back here at the Fuck Pond here in Anaheim, California, the home of the Anaheim Fucks. Top lines out. Bo Horvat, Leon Draisaitl. Face-off at center ice. Let's get the third period underway. Face-off is won by Anaheim. Moritz Seider sends it up for Tavares. Tavares is checked. Bob recovers for Weneski for Reinhart. And, mishandled in front of the net. Almost put it in his own net. Behind the net's Reinhardt. Gretzky's office looking for a pass. Gets it for Seider. One-time blast is blocked but recovered by Werneski. Taken by Matt Boldy. Boldy in the zone. Anaheim leads by 1. COVID Cup in the house tonight. This could be the last you hear from us until next April. Taken by Reinhardt. Reinhardt pressed into the boards. Taken by Boldy for Horvat. From the point, shot is saved. Well said. Rebound picked up by Anaheim. Taken by Hudson, though, for Boldy. Boldy shot through traffic. It's recovered by Werneski. Up for Draisaitl. Draisaitl, neutral zone. Looking for a lane. He's going to just dump it in. They'll get chase. Picked up by McCann. 15 and a half left here in the third. Season on the line for Washington. McAvoy's pressing the boards, kicks it out. It's taken by Weegar. Weegar up for Draisaitl. Draisaitl will gain the zone. But turned over, taken by McCann for Harley. Thomas Harley for Ehlers. Ehlers looking for Lacombe. Lacombe takes a shot, saved, rebound. Put on net. Wallstead will hold on. 13:42 left here in the third. Anaheim up by 1. Looking to end the series here on home ice. Washington looking to make the series interesting tonight. They're going to need 2 to do that. It's going to be Hughes and Thompson taking the faceoff back in the Anaheim zone. Anaheim leads by 1. 13:42 left, hopefully in their whole season. One-time blast is blocked and goes wide. Full pressure for the Washington, but it's taken by Batherson, neutral zone. Batherson will carry it in, gets it for Hughes. Up front, puck goes wide. Ready to Chuck with a huge reverse hit there. In the zone, Tage Thompson. Thompson for Dunn. Dunn takes a shot, saved by Wallstead. Recovered, though, by Tkachuk. Tkachuk looking to backhand it. Let's take it by Jarvis. Back for Thompson. Pass broken up, taken by Anaheim. 11 minutes left here in the third. Washington needs an answer. Turned over by McAvoy. Pressed into the boards. It's recovered by Tkachuk. Tkachuk looking for help. Gets it for Jarvis. Jarvis shot saved. Rebound. And they'll put it on. Back to the point. Redirected but blocked. Taken by Wilson. Up front's Johnson. Johnson thought he was tripped up, but I guess he was just nudged. Taken by Thompson. Thompson unable to pull the trigger. Wasn't able to got a little bit of it, but it went wide. Sanderson up for Keller. Keller for Jarvis. Turned over, taken by Anaheim. Tom Wilson. 8 minutes left here in the third. Taken by Johnson. Johnson's shot. Paddled away by Hellebuck. Sent up for Jarvis. In the zone, 3-on-2. Tage Thompson. Thompson takes a big blast that's blocked. Covered by Keller. Kept in by Bouchard. Shot redirected. Save. Rebound. Goes wide. Wilson up for Batherson. Back for White. Johnston. Johnston. Outnumbered, but kept it by Weegar. For McAvoy. So the front goes wide. It's taken by Jarvis. 5 minutes left here in the third period. Anaheim up by 1. Can they clinch the cup tonight? Boldy for Bouchard. Sent up for Thompson. Thompson exhausted. Gains the zone. Looking for Jarvis. Back to Boldy. Boldy takes a shot that's blocked. Knuckling in front of the net, but caught by an Anaheim skater. Now with it, Charlie McAvoy. 3.5 left here in the third. Anaheim just has to play sound. Batherson with the lane, but unable to pull the trigger. It's taken though by Protas. 2:45 left here in the second. Season on the line for Washington. Protas dumps it up front for a rebound. Battle for the puck in front of the net. It's won by Boldy. That's the play for Sanderson. Sanderson's shot is blocked, taken by Johnston. Kept in though by Bouchard. Bouchard takes a hard shot on net. Rebound picked up by Anaheim. 1.5 left. Can they do it? Can Anaheim go back-to-back, be the first team LCHL history to go back-to-back in the COVID Cup? 1 minute remains. Kept in by Kraus. Goaltender still in. A good shot! Save, Wilson! McAvoy up for Wilson. 40 seconds left. Hellebuck heading to the bench for Coulier. Pass broken up. Coulier for Protas. Protas for Sanderson. Sanderson unable to get the shot. 28 seconds left. Bo Horvat. Back for Dunn. Dunn for Ehlers. Ehlers takes a shot. Save. Rebound picked up by Wilson. 20 seconds left. Taken by Sanderson. Sanderson! He scores! Sanderson ties the game late here in the third. And wow, Jake Sanderson, I thought this was over. I don't think this series is over. At least not in regulation. Good pressure by Washington with the goaltender pulled, season on the line. Sanderson goes bar down and ties this game up at 1. Clutch time here for Washington. Can they keep the series alive? Even with the win tonight, still a huge uphill battle. Can Washington prevail? It would be only fitting, the biggest underdog story in these playoffs. Face off one by Anaheim. Clifton, 15 seconds left. Clifton dumps it in. Taken by Lacombe for Harley, for McCann. 7 seconds left. Ehlers, he's hit off but recovers. 3 seconds left. Timo Meier needs to take a shot. Not going to get the shot. And ladies and gentlemen, we will need overtime once again here in the COVID Cup Finals. Next goal wins it. A goal for Anaheim is a second COVID Cup in 2 years. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the Left Coast Hockey League live on youtube.com/DimesacUVU, and we'll be right back with the start of the overtime period. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Let's take a look at the stats through regulation. 26 shots to 15 going to Washington. Hits 37 to 36 going to Washington. Time on attack going to Washington. Face-offs going to Anaheim. Face-offs huge here in overtime. We are tied 1-1. Anaheim scores. They win the COVID Cup. Washington scores. We head back to Forks, Washington later tonight. Can they do it? Let's find out. Alcohol sales have been cut off. We're live back here at the Fuck Pond in Anaheim, California. This is what separates the men from the boys. Overtime. Draisaitl, Horvat. Face off. Won by Washington. Taken by Clayton Keller. Fresh sheet of ice out there. Out for it is Boldy. Boldy pressed in the boards. It's taken by Horvat. Back to the point. Shot through traffic is saved by Wallstead. And that's going to go for icing on Anaheim. 18:35 left here in overtime. We are tied at 1. Next goal wins it. A COVID Cup for one side. A road trip back home for the other side. Could the Cinderella story of the Washington Wetbacks come to an end tonight here in overtime? Draisaitl and Horvat face off back in the Anaheim zone. Face off won by Washington for Hudson. Hudson shot through traffic, redirected, saved by Wallstead. Taken by Reinhart. Reinhart neutral zone, he'll carry it in. Reinhart in with Draisaitl. Unable to get the pass. It's broken up, but kept by one. Pass broken up. Reinhart almost took it home there. Keller turns it over, taken by Reinhart. Reinhart the other way. Reinhart poked off by Bouchard. Pass up the boards for Boldy. Boldy pressed in. Battle is won by Washington. Sent up for Boldy. Boldy for Keller. Season on the line for Washington. Boldy shot. Easy save, Wallstead. And the other way comes Werneski. Werneski puts on the brakes, gets it for Tom Wilson. Looking for a hero. Looking for Werneski. Werneski. Shot is blocked and goes wide. Taken by Dunn. Dunn up for Ehlers. Ehlers, he's poked, taken by Miller. Miller gains the zone. Miller takes a shot. Save, Hellebuck. Valleyford in the boards. Sanderson get absolutely leveled. Taken though by McCann. McCann in the zone with two skaters. For Jarvis. For Ehlers. Pass! Well, I don't know what happened there. We almost had another Bobby Orr type. One-time blast. Save. Rebound. Held on to by Wallstead. 13:19 left here in overtime. 3-1 is the series going to Anaheim. Hughes and Thompson face-off. Face-off won by Anaheim, but taken by the Wetbacks. Shot by Harley. Save. Wallstead. Hugs on net. Wallstead will hold on. Full pressure for Washington. 12:48 left here in overtime. Washington heavily outshooting Anaheim. Anaheim needs one goal to win the COVID Cup. Thompson for Hughes. Faceoff is won by Anaheim. The other way come the Fucks. Johnson. Johnson looking for a pass. It's broken up but recovered by Johnson. Johnson back for McAvoy. Shot is blocked. Taken by Jarvis. Up for Thompson. Tage Thompson gains the zone. In with Jarvis. Looking for a pass, but it's turned over. Up the middle comes Weegar. Weegar will gain the zone. Weegar's hit, but gets to the Strom. Strom hit hard. Sent up for Tkachuk. One-on-one with the defender. Brady Tkachuk. Pass comes out the zone. They'll have to touch up. Thomas Harley, he's harassed, but he'll get it to Lacombe. Lacombe for Thompson. Washington on the change for Clayton Keller. Clayton Keller makes the move, turned over, taken by Sherwood. The other way comes Anaheim. Sherwood up the middle, can't gain the zone. Harley up for McCann. McCann for Horvat. Horvat shot. Save, Wallstead. Battle for it in the corner. McCann kicks it out. It's picked up by Weegar. Up for Draisaitl. He's hit, but he recovers. Hughes hit. Battle for the puck. Comes out to the neutral zone for Harley. For Horvat. Horvat gains the zone. Takes a shot. Save. Rebound. Picked up by Weegar. Weegar up for Sherwood. 7:40 left in overtime. Sherwood in the zone with Draisaitl. Looking at it for Clifton. Clifton takes a shot. Shoot. Save. Rebound. Picked up by Horvat. Horvat, pass it to Harley. Harley up for McCann. 6.5 left here in overtime. McCann will gain the zone. He's poked off though, recovered by Tavares. Tavares going to carry it up, gets it for Sherwood. Sherwood. Poked off by Harley, taken by McCann. Pass up for Keller. Washington needs a change, but they're not going to take it. Pass broken up, sent up for Sherwood. Sherwood again. Neutral zone, but outnumbered, waiting for help. Gets it for Tavares. Tavares shot. Doesn't get through. Another way, Clayton Keller, but surrounded. Gains the zone. He's hit, recovered by Snyder. Snyder for Tavares. 4 minutes left here for Podkolzin. Pass turned over, taken by Keller for McCann. Tired legs out there for Washington. McCann unable to get the shot. Pass up for Werneski. Werneski neutral zone. He carries it in with numbers. And for Tavares. Tavares shot. Save Hellebuck. Eller sends it up for McCann. McCann absolutely gassed. Can't do anything with it. Werneski. Washington on the ropes. JT Miller takes a shot. Rebound picked up by Lacombe. Boldy up for Ehlers. 2 minutes left here in overtime. Ehlers gains the zone. Broken up by Werneski. Up for Miller. Miller in with a little bit of help. Back check. Recovered by Miller for Reinhardt. Right out front. Shot. Save Hellebuck. 1 minute left here in the first overtime period. Face off in the Washington zone. Face off huge here for Anaheim. Anaheim looking to end it here at home. 1 goal wins it. 1 measly goal for Anaheim gets them the second COVID Cup in 2 years. Face-off is won by Washington. Hudson. Protas unable to clear it, but he recovers. Protas, he's hit. Taken by Cross, but taken by Anaheim. Balfour in front of the net. It's won by Bouchard. Full pressure for Anaheim. Coulier trying to get it out. Kicks it back to Hudson for Protas. Washington on the ropes. Krause will go ahead and dump it in. 30 seconds left here in the overtime period. Anaheim with possession. Sider up for Wilson. Wilson in. Wilson on the breakaway. Tom Wilson looking at it. Tom doesn't pull the trigger. Sent back though. Recovered by Strome. Strome in with Wilson and Miller. Miller shoots. He scores! The COVID Cup. Anaheim first. The first ever back-to-back COVID Cup champion in LCHL history. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us here in the Left Coast Hockey League. Huge congratulations to Jared Horn and his Anaheim Bucks, one of the most decorated teams in the LCHL. Washington fought valiantly, but just ran out of gas at the finish line. And Jesper Wallstead is the MVP here for the COVID Cup final. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. My name is Ricky Stiles. Thank you for joining us. These games are a lot of fun for us in our little league. We didn't really send out as much as we did last year. But if you want to join this league, hit me up here on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, wherever the fuck you know where to find me. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get out of here. The COVID Cup goes to the Anaheim Bucks. Thank you so much for joining us. And as always, Dante, why don't you go ahead and pack that COVID Cup bowl. We're out, bitches. See you in April.